Hi there, my name is Cody Heck. I am a resident out here in Orlando, Florida, and I work as the admissions training coordinator for a local university out here. I come from a background of content creation, so I started off kind of as like a YouTube kid back when I was in middle and high school, and that kind of evolved into me getting more involved with like Tumblr and vlogging, and that just kind of continued into my early adulthood back before I started college. This eventually worked its way into my current position. Now I actually create a lot of content for my department as a trainer. I'm currently enrolled in the Instructional Design and Technology Master's degree here at Full Sail University. My goal is essentially with this program to do two things. Not only do I want to create more engaging content for my classroom as a trainer, but eventually I do want to go into kind of curriculum development for the university. The second thing is the reason why I actually picked today's location to film. This is my kitchen. I already do a lot of food related social media, but my goal one day in the future would be also to be able to create food related tutorials online. I feel that the Instructional Design and Technology degree might actually help me create more engaging social media content in that regard, but my primary goal is to mostly focus on my career as a trainer. So this week's assignment involved us reading about 5 different strategies that were used to commonly overcome obstacles as a master. Even though all the strategies were amazing and pretty quintessential and things that I already have a little exposure to, there's definitely one strategy that resonates with me more than any of them, and that's letting go of the past. This resonated with me specifically because I'm adopted, and like many other adopted children, I struggled with a lot of anger issues when I was a kid. We don't have to get into all of that. There's a lot of therapy that goes in there. But this eventually subsided into essentially adulthood communication issues. Reading Freddie Roach's story specifically actually connected with me a lot because I too have found things that I loved doing, but then began to hate and resent if I wasn't immediately good at them or the best at them. So to me, letting go of the past really means that we're trying to overcome obstacles and essentially try to beat down our innate desire to be awful. I know this is a kind of cynical way of thinking about it, but just stay with me for a second. I believe that people are naturally kind of terrible. Don't get me wrong. I believe that people are honestly kind-hearted and good and naturally want to do the right thing. But I think that we're kind of coded for terrible decision making. This whole letting go of the past thing is especially important for me because I wasn't raised with any kind of natural talent or didn't play any sports. I was kind of artistic, but it was never fostered. I really didn't see that I had any potential until I was a little bit later in life. The reversal of our text actually shares an excellent quote that I really stick with. Some people do not become aware of inclinations or future career paths in their childhood, but instead are made painfully aware of their limitations. My inability to let things go is kind of my limitation. A really specific example of this was when I dropped out of college. I had already received my associate's degree, but I was pretty much determined to never go back for a bachelor's degree because I had a really negative experience with a former university. A year later, I found myself in a job that I really liked a lot at the university that I still work at. This was before I got promoted to a trainer, and I was being offered a senior position within the department. So when I was offered the senior promotion, my boss just kind of went, "Oh, are you considering on going back to school?" And so I just kind of brushed it off, and I was like, "No, why?" And he rebutted with, "Oh, well, you probably should if you ever want to, get another promotion." I essentially had to let go of my preconceived ideas of failure. I had to go back to school. I had to crush my bachelor's degree so I can essentially get where I am today. This is much of like how Freddie Roach was able to adapt because change is inevitable, particularly in such a revolutionary moment. My boss ended up being kind of wrong about the promotion thing. I ended up actually getting the trainer position on my very last semester of my bachelor's, but I'm still glad that I got it. I'm just kind of figuring out the rest of my life as I go now. I love my current job as a trainer. I'm pretty good at it. At least I hope so. But working for a university has really opened up my eyes to the actual possibilities that are open to me within higher education. Eventually being a director of staff development would probably be pretty ideal for me, actually. I mentioned this before, but on the side, I'd still like to actually be able to create content on my own time. I'm pretty skilled in cooking, training, and design. It'd be awesome to start my own web series that combine my food, my funny, and show other people how to do it too. So the 2 goals that I have within the next 3 weeks, for the goal of being both a trainer and a content creator, my goal is essentially to do a couple more tutorials on video editing software. This video will be proof of whether or not I accomplished that. My second goal is definitely within more of the content creation route. I've taken kind of a social media hiatus as I'm transitioning from my bachelor's into my master's. So in the next 3 weeks, I actually want to take some time I would like to actually kind of get back into food social media. So it would be nice to kind of brush up on those skills again. But I definitely want to keep taking photos of my food. It's kind of cathartic. And it's bragging rights. It's really cool when all of your friends are super hungry and super mad that you're posting all of your cool food. So that's that on that. I'm hoping that by putting that into the universe, I can make something happen and we can make something great together. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you soon.